Good evening, it's Trisha here from Everything Energetic, and this is day 2 of my week of lives where I'm doing a different topic every night on animal communication to hopefully answer some questions for you and let you get to know me a little bit more and what I do and how I work. So tonight's topic is the questions that I ask every time and why. When I'm doing a full animal communication session, I have a kind of protocol that I follow. One of the first things I check and ask is whether there are any physical issues that we need to know about. So I scan the animal's body physically, and for me personally, the way it works is that I get stopped in specific places if there's something I need to know about or investigate more. Sometimes physical stuff doesn't come up that you might think should, for a variety of reasons, which I've talked about in another live. But if there's something that is actually bothering the animal, not you, but the animal at that point in time, it will usually come up. So I always check them physically to see what's going on. Also, another reason for checking them physically is sometimes there's something physical going on that you don't know about, or maybe even the vet hasn't identified. So it's useful just to look a bit deeper and see what's going on with them physically. Kind of as part of the physical check, I always check diet to see whether the animal's diet is okay. Does it need something added to its diet? Does it need something removed from its diet? And I check for, depending on the animal, the breed, I check for worms or parasites. With horses, I check for ulcers. I think that's all the main physical things that I check for. Then I check the animals every time energetically. And what I mean by that is I check their energy field or their aura, and I check their chakras. And I'm going to talk about chakras in more detail in another live this week. Basically, if our or their energy is out of balance, you can pretty much guarantee everything will be out of whack. So, for instance, if what you're seeing is emotional issues with your animal, I can pretty much guarantee their energy will be out of balance. Behavioral issues even, probably their energy is out of balance too. So what I've found in my sessions is if I clear and rebalance them energetically, that goes a long way to solving or helping to resolve whatever other issues are going on, particularly healing. If they are, if your animal is having trouble healing from an injury or an illness, they kind of need to be energetically in balance in order to be able to heal themselves and help themselves to heal. So I always check them physically, I always check them energetically. And then recently, the third thing I've added in that I always check is, when I'm doing a full session, is for past life issues. So it's fairly obvious to me, at least, and let me know if it is to you, that humans can be quite adversely affected in this lifetime by things that have happened to us in previous lifetimes. You can call it karma, whatever you want, unresolved issues, things that happened to us in some previous lifetime, didn't get dealt with, and we're still trying to learn that lesson or figure our way through that issue. Well, it suddenly occurred to me fairly recently that if we're affected that way, animals probably are too. So I've been doing this regularly with horses recently, and started doing it with dogs and cats as well. So what I do is I check whether they are affected by past life issues or not, how much, how many lifetimes. Some of these questions I ask because I'm endlessly curious and I'm really interested to know. I'll be interested to see over a period of time what percentage of animals are affected and what's the average number of lives that are affecting them, past lives. So I identify all of that. Sometimes I'll get information about what happened in that past life, like if it's a horse, maybe they were badly treated in some way, maybe they were used in battle, maybe they were a cart horse and just had a really hard life. It can be all sorts of things. So sometimes I'll get that kind of information. Sometimes it doesn't really matter. What matters is identifying that there is an overall issue and clearing it. And so that's something I do in sessions too, is clear those issues that may be contributing to whatever is going on in their current lifetime, and just get rid of all of that so that hopefully they can have a happier life and you can have a better relationship with them. So I hope that helps. If anyone's got any questions, please throw them in the comments. Oh, it says I've got 3 comments. Hang on, it's not showing any. Oh, just hellos. Hello, hello, hello. So if anyone has any comments, any questions, ask me now. Give you a few secs. But those are the 3 things I check every time. The questions I ask every time. I always check them physically, energetically, and I check their past lives. Actually, since you're there, the questions I ask, I always ask things like, are you happy? Do you like where you live? Do you like your owner? Do you love your owner? If you've ever had a reading from me and I've given you one or other of those answers, think about that. Which one did you get? Does your animal love you or does your animal like you? There's a difference, isn't there? If they like where they live, do they like the rest of their family or their herd mates? Horses, do they like their job? You might think this horse is bred for show jumping and has a natural talent, and maybe it hates jumping. So I like to ask those sorts of questions too. So any questions, if you're watching the replay, feel free to put them in the comments. If you think of a question that I should be asking every horse, every dog, every cat, do let me know. I'm always up for more. And otherwise, I will see you tomorrow with a new topic. Thanks for coming.